There are hundreds of grapes that are grown all around the world for wine production. But walk into your local wine shop or grocer, or check out the wine list at your favorite bar or restaurant, and there are a handful of grape varieties that you'll see again and again. Today, we're going to talk about some of the most globally recognized white wine grapes. Chardonnay is undeniably one of the most interesting white wine grapes because it can grow in a variety of places and be produced in a variety of styles. So odds are, even if you think you're part of the anything but Chardonnay crowd, there's a Chardonnay out there for you. Remember when we talked about warm versus cool climate? Well, Chardonnay is a grape that's able to grow in either, but the flavor and structural profiles will be markedly different. In a cool climate, like Chablis in northern France, Chardonnay will have a high acidity, moderate amount of alcohol, medium body, with notes of green and citrus fruits like green apple and pear, lemon and lime. In a warm climate, do you remember what happens to the acid and sugars within the wine grape? Sugar levels rise and acid levels decrease. Chardonnay is also grown in warm climates, such as California and Australia. Here, we'll find wines with a moderate acidity, fuller bodies, riper stone and tropical fruit notes like peach, nectarine, pineapple, mango. Chardonnay also has an affinity for oak, meaning it'll take on those aromas and flavors associated with oak, such as clove, nutmeg, vanilla, really well. And this is a common characteristic in New World Chardonnays like those found in California and Australia. In Chablis, on the other hand, it's less common for winemakers to use oak, and therefore the flavors of the wine will be a more pure fruit expression. It'll taste more like the grape itself. Sauvignon Blanc is what we often refer to as an aromatic variety, meaning it has pronounced intensity of aromas, even without sticking your nose right into that glass. And because the fruit itself has such vivacious aromas and flavors, winemakers typically don't use oak, as the aromas and flavors associated with oak could mask the natural aromas from the grape. So they'll use stainless steel to ferment and age their wines in order to preserve Sauvignon Blanc's aromas and flavors. Sauvignon Blanc has a wide range of associated aromas and flavors, from green and citrus fruits all the way through tropical fruits, and even some herbaceous or vegetal notes like green bell pepper or asparagus. New Zealand is a country well known for its Sauvignon Blanc. Other regions to know are Sancerre in France, and typically you may not see the word Sauvignon Blanc on the label, but if you see the region Sancerre on your wine label, just note that it is Sauvignon Blanc. Today, Pinot Grigio is grown all around the world, but it's most commonly associated with northern Italy. This is a very light-bodied wine with high acid and delicate, subtle, and somewhat simple aromas and flavors of green and citrus fruits. And for this reason, most Pinot Grigios will also be fermented and aged in stainless steel. Oak would overwhelm and mask the fruit flavor profile. Riesling is a grape that can produce wines in a variety of styles, from dry all the way to fully sweet. But no matter the sweetness level, Riesling will always have a racy high acidity. That high acidity adds freshness and vibrancy to the dry wines and helps balance any sugars in wines with any level of sweetness. Riesling is another grape that we could call an aromatic variety, with pronounced aromas and flavors of green, citrus, and stone fruits, as well as floral notes like orange blossom and cherry blossom. And because of these beautiful and intense aromas and flavors, winemakers will typically ferment and age their wines in stainless steel, so as not to impart any oak flavors into the wine. Riesling can range from light to medium body, often dependent on the amount of included sugar. Classic Rieslings can be found in Germany, which produces dry expressions, fully sweet expressions, and every level of sweetness in between. Australia is another region to look for classic Rieslings, here produced mostly dry. So now that you know some of the most popular white wine grapes, try to find some from different regions and see how the structure, style, and aroma and flavors differ between the two.